Hurricane Sam no longer sits alone as the only storm in the Atlantic Ocean right now. While most of us slept, the ocean produced yet another storm. That makes a whopping 19 named storms for this 2021 Atlantic hurricane season. We are going to break that down, as well as the news coming out of La Palma, or the Canary Islands supporting the La Palma volcano, among others. Some channels reporting a calming down of this volcano, but that is not true. There's a lot going on in La Palma we haven't even heard about. In fact, I have information directly contradicting that the volcano is calming down. In fact, we've had new fissures open and an even bigger blast, apparently with a shockwave. You are looking at the latest seismic activity going on around and inside the volcano. Clear-cut action still going on at La Palma, and I'm going to explain that blast we heard about and what the potentials may be. I appreciate you joining me. Here we go. Welcome back, my friends. September 25th, 2021, 9:24 a.m. We're going to start with La Palma. For those of you that are tired of hearing about La Palma, the second half of the video covers the major Hurricane Sam threat and newly formed Tropical Storm Teresa. 2 more named storms to go in our official 2021 Atlantic hurricane season list. But let's get into La Palma and the new information coming out. More of the same. In fact, not only the updated pictures from last night, but early today, as you can see on your screen right now, many reports coming out of these weird blasts coming out of La Palma, shock waves, in fact. So we're seeing a lot of conflicting information. Now, I'm not here saying we're going to have some major disaster with La Palma. I'm talking about the fact that we need to have eyes on it. It's a global situation, and that's what this channel covers. And just to give you a small example, this video was posted last night showing live views of the volcano. You can come check this video out. I'll leave the link in the description. I'm not going to play it. But down in the comments section, among the people talking with each other, including people that live in this area, there are still evacuations going on, and they keep talking about this big blast that took place that had a shockwave. I was able to dig up some very, very good information about the possibility of that mega tsunami that's being talked about from La Palma. This situation has been studied for years, so it is a concern among many people across the oceans. And again, it's important to understand that we're not making predictions here as if we're going to have this big wave any day now. We're talking about being aware of the situation and having the knowledge to at least know what could come. It is not every day that we get to talk about a volcano that hasn't erupted in 50 years that has such a possible impact on the United States outside of our normal hurricane season and global weather that we deal with. And I just feel like this source, which was very, very well done, I'm still in the middle of going through it, but it explains in great detail all the different potentials of what could possibly happen. And more importantly, people want to know what could happen to their area specifically. This goes into very good detail about that. And yes, the information may be a little bit scary or make you apprehensive to read, but it's still knowledge that is very important to have. What you are looking at are possible graphs and tsunami wave pools that could be generated by a blast from this area, and there's no direct science to it. You could see all these little waves within the waves, so things are going to be bouncing off land masses and things like that. I don't want to get too much into the science of a mega tsunami, only because it tends to give the wrong idea, and I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm trying to keep people aware of the situation, just like they were 50 years ago when this volcano had last erupted. So all in all, I'm going to continue to bring you the latest information coming out of La Palma, specifically from locals and people that live there, because that is the best source of news. There's a lot of private channels out there doing live streaming and stuff like that. Very good information, and I'll link that PDF in the folder. Now we need to move on to the rest of the Atlantic Ocean. This is very important for those of you that are still with me. You are looking at October 30th. Yes, we are 5 days ahead of where we are right now, but there's an important reason for that. We see 2 storms popping up, which could easily be Victor and Wanda, completing our 2021 Atlantic hurricane season set list of names. As we've already discussed, Tropical Storm Teresa formed overnight while we were sleeping and is just north of Bermuda. We will get to that in 1 second. I want to talk about Sam and the potential for Victor and Wanda. All right, and right off the bat, I want to let you guys know that we now officially have our 4th major hurricane of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season. You're looking at 965 millibars in pressure, just upgraded from that 973. That upgrade will soon make it to this chart here. You can see we were at 110 miles an hour, 973 millibars, but now the update has now put us at 965, making this the 4th major hurricane of the season. Very quickly, the updated timeline has not changed much, except for the fact that it's now all M's for major hurricane. We may see something like an eyewall replacement cycle in the near future, but as of right now, the data is showing a sustained major hurricane, at least until we get above the Leeward and Lesser Antilles Islands. After that, we're getting into coin toss area. We have forecasts that bring this thing very close to the northeast, and more models trending in that direction. That is apparent right here as we are talking about it. Some of these models bring this up close to parts of Canada, St. Thomas, Newfoundland. Very, very big target area this year for storms, but we cannot rule out any possibilities right now until we start seeing that western movement turn into a northwestern movement. Same deal as with Larry and Henry. Speaking of Larry and Henry, let's take a look at the 2021 season track list. This is all of our storms so far this year, minus Teresa, which would be sitting right about here. But what a mess. And look at the eastern seaboard theme going on here. We're seeing more and more storms over the last 3 years coming close to the eastern coast of the United States. Of course, the Gulf is very much in that category, being blown up lately. And now we're starting to see those storms that remind us of 2017. Sam as a major hurricane before reaching the Leeward and Lesser Antilles Islands is exactly what we were looking for and expected. And before I forget, you are looking at our alternate list right here, which is more than likely going to be used. These names have been picked out and were picked out after we got rid of the Greek alphabet after the 2020 season and the 30 tropical depressions we went through, a record, all-time record. But now we are back to more alternate names, which we will be using. My friends, that is the most current information I have for you on Major Hurricane Sam now. We have Teresa about to fade away, scooping up a name, leaving Victor and Wanda as our last two storms, which will more than likely form within the next 10 days, if not sooner. And we have a lot of watching to do with Sam, as this storm still poses a threat to the eastern seaboard of the United States and then Canada, possibly Newfoundland. And I will bring you every bit of that information as it comes in. I want to thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. Small message at the end, and in case you didn't believe me, here it is. Major Hurricane Sam, number 4 of the season. Shout out to Canada. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye. Stop right there, my friends. If you have not already, click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Click all and you will get all notifications from this channel. And trust me, you won't be disappointed.